hope this is recording so I don't have to do this again. Yeah. Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks. Oh God. Sorry for the shit lighting. Too lazy to set anything real up. Quarantine 2020, I don't know. It has been a minute. Sorry, I haven't posted in like 8 months because COVID destroyed all of my plans as it did the rest of the world. So I can't, I guess I don't really have that many excuses. Thought I would do a video of the most frequently asked questions on my YouTube channel on the 2 videos I posted about the Z50 and the FTZ adapter. And a couple of them were recurring, so I thought I would just go through the most common ones and kind of give my answers after I've had the Z50 and the FTZ adapter for about, well, 8 months now, I guess, so almost a year actually at this point. So with that, I'll jump right in. This first comment. Does autofocus work with the FTZ adapted lens? Decided to test it? No, it doesn't. God, that's so noisy. The only thing that worries me is because I have an extremely good and expensive Sigma lens, and I have some fear that they're not compatible with the FTZ adapter. To answer that one really quickly and easily, if you saw my FTZ adapter video, my Sigma lens does work perfectly fine with the FTZ adapter. No issues, works flawlessly. I felt the same way. I love my Sigma lens and I was not willing to throw it out, so I wanted to make sure the FTZ adapter did work well with it, and it did, so yay. There were some people saying that any of the AF lenses, not AFS, don't work with the FTZ adapter. I would strongly suggest if you are going to get the Z50 and you want to make sure some of your older lenses work, look into what lenses the FTZ adapter supports. Review more with this setup because I'm interested to buy. So this setup, again, for those that did not watch my original Z50 video, this setup is a Smallrig plate that works specifically with this camera, the Rode VideoMicro, and then the Manfrotto PIXI tripod. I love this setup, it is great. There are only a couple of complaints on my end. The first is that sometimes with the flip down screen and the Smallrig mounted on the camera, it's really hard to see if you're recording or not. That's why I'm not sure if I'm recording right now. Fingers crossed. You get used to it, but I mean, that's probably my biggest annoyance. The only other complaint I would have is that with the Smallrig mount on the camera, you can't access the battery port. So in order to take out the batteries, swap batteries, charge it, whatever, you have to take off the entire Smallrig mount. It takes like 2 seconds, but it's just like a tedious thing to do, especially like if you're traveling, you're trying to do something in like the car or whatever. Not like the most fun. Otherwise, I would say like 9 out of 10 with those 2 annoyances aside. Love the flip down screen when travel vlogging, the likelihood of people actually hitting your camera and knocking it out of your hand, or like just not in general, just being in your way, it's not an issue. So I actually really enjoy that about it. The only other complaint I would have is that the in-lens stabilization, I think I expected it to work magic, but it does not. I think that was just because previously on my old camera I had no stabilization in-lens or in-body whatsoever. So I kind of expected this to like work magic while I'm literally running and climbing rocks, and like that's not realistic. I should have known better and also adjusted my shooting to compensate, but that's on me. But if you're just like walking at like an even pace and jaunt, if you will, then the inland stabilization should work really well. I actually went on a road trip in August and I'm working on editing that footage now, but it's taking so long because I have to do work stabilization for so much of it because I fucked up. So that said, probably will post at some point if I find it good enough. Imposter syndrome. That aside, next question. How do you find the flip down screen compared to the flip out screen? I think I already answered this already. The only thing I would add is that I actually kind of miss the flip out screen when doing photography for clients, because with the flip out screen, you can easily show them what you've shot, but if you do the flip down screen, they literally have to be like over your shoulder. You kind of have to like pass the camera to them or like do something along those lines for them to actually see the shots. This one does have like some tilt action that you can do that's like a little bit more helpful, but I just find the flip out screen easier for showing clients, but that's really it. I mean, I think the flip down screen is excellent for vlogging. I definitely would not want a flip out screen for vlogging. Just thinking about all the airspace you would take up, like walking around, be like mount, camera, and screen. And I just see like people whacking that while walking by, especially in like busy cities, which usually tend to be the places I frequent. But next question. Oh, this is just a heads up because I wasn't aware of this, so I want to share this. This is in the comments. Joshua said, the flash doesn't work well when mounting large f-mount lenses. Due to the small form factor, the large lenses partly obscure the flash, so you get a small shadow spot on the photo. I rarely use the in-camera flash. I usually use external. or just a reflector, depending, it just varies based on what I'm doing. So I hadn't even thought of that, so I just wanted to share that. This is also just like knowledge sharing, because I had this difficulty too when I first got the camera and had to look it up. So on the Z50, this person said, once I flip the screen to vlogging mode, the AF tracking does not work. It can detect my face, but it won't change the focus to my face. I have to half press the shutter to get the focus. The same thing when my face leaves the frame, it focuses on the background, etc. Essentially, you just have to make sure that self-portrait mode is off for continuous focus to engage. So if you're vlogging like this and you're finding that you're like, it's not following your face and like not really staying in focus the way that you want it to, your self-portrait mode might be on. So if you turn that off, continuous focusing will engage. So just a heads up to all you fellow vloggers out there. I got my Nikon Z6 with the adapter today. Unfortunately, one of the sides doesn't open. I wonder if I have to press the small hole with something. To my knowledge, no, you do not have to press the small hole with something, but I actually am not sure what that would be for. But no, I've just found that Nikon caps on like lenses and things tend to be extra stiff, like when you tighten it. So just follow the arrows on it to actually open it. It just can be tricky sometimes. They are personally my kryptonite, so as I'm pretty sure some of you saw in the FTZ adapter video. Can you use the FTZ adapter with the Smallrig base plate? Yes, I have mounted it with my Sigma before. I don't really have much else to say other than that. I think I did put in that last video that if you have a bigger lens, I would recommend getting the Smallrig base plate that like extends out and supports your bigger lens, because it'd be real lens heavy, forward heavy. But yeah, you can absolutely use the FTZ adapter with a Smallrig base plate. How are you liking the Z50 this long down the road? Love it, zero complaints. Other than the ones I've already mentioned about like the vlogging setup, the fact that the tripod mount is in the middle of the camera, understandable for balance, but blocks the vlogging screen is annoying for sure. But once you get the Smallrig base plate, it's honestly fine. I don't notice much other than, like I noted before, it's a little hard to see like if you're fully in frame and if recording is happening and so on. How long does it last to record? 30 minutes. Someone asked specifically about 4K. I'm not sure if there's a huge difference with 4K. I haven't personally tried it. I've only really just done regular full HD. Full HD lasts 30 minutes in one continuous video session, recording session. It seems like this adapter, an adapter this long would have the same effect as an extension tube, increasing the magnification of the lens, does it? My experience, no. I've sold all my other lenses, so I can't really test on anything but my Sigma 35mm, but I did not notice anything weird in terms of magnification. Also, I would assume that Nikon probably accounted for that. It would seem kind of odd if they just let that happen. There would be a lot of complaints and people not refusing to buy the adapter for obvious reasons. I didn't notice anything strange. Honestly, the FTZ adapter still works flawlessly with my Sigma. Zero complaints, knock on wood. Hope nothing happens, but yeah, I've had absolutely no issues. Oh, this is also just a heads up. Someone said, I have the FTZ adapter. It only autofocuses with the AFS lenses. If you have older lenses with the screwdriver AF system, you'll have to focus manually. So this is just a general heads up. All of my lenses that I have been the AFS system, so I wasn't aware of this. So for those of you that have like some older lenses, just be aware. Again, research what the FTZ adapter is compatible with. Hey, I wanted to know if the FTZ adapter actually works as fast as mirrorless normally does. Like obviously on my D5300, each picture is pretty slow, but mirrorless is like 11 pictures in a second. Am I wrong? I don't know off the top of my head what the shutter click per second is on this camera, but it's pretty fast. I just had the FTZ adapter on for a family shoot the other day when I was using my Sigma, and I was rapid firing because kids and they don't stay still for very long. And you want to get those cute candid shots with everyone in focus and whatnot. So yeah, I was rapid firing and I noticed no delay or no issues. Nothing that at least was noticeable to me on my end. But again, you know, I have a more limited lens setup now just because I don't need a ton of lenses. So for any of my fellow gearheads out there that do know if this changes things, please write it in the comments. Thanks. Oh, that was it. Okay. So that was all of the questions. This is probably going to be a very short video. Sorry I've been lacking on the uploading front lately, fam. Just been focusing on work and COVID has made me lazy. I have no other excuse. So if there's anything you want to see, let me know and I will post it and work on posting more because I actually really do love doing videos and the whole editing process and posting process. When you go to VidCon once and you hear this guy blanking on his name, speak on the algorithm. It's fascinating, at least to me. But I'm a digital media nerd, so. If you have specific questions about editing, that is actually one of my passions. I just love it. I love living in Lightroom and Photoshop. Retouching an image, I've gotten that request before. Happy to do that. Retouching is actually one of my favorite things. So I'll probably post a video of that soon if y'all are interested, or how to get certain looks or do certain editing techniques. Happy to share those too. But if there's anything else you want to see, let me know. All right. Thanks for joining this hot mess of my video. Would love to post more soon. If you all have ideas, please share them. Cool. You'll see more videos from me in the future. Thanks for tagging along, and thanks for 200 subs. I was really excited about that, by the way. I hope everyone is surviving, and maybe not thriving, but surviving in quarantine and staying healthy. And happy almost Thanksgiving. Bye.